I was working with the organization that I am currently running called New Lens, and we are working in a school um, called Johnny Ger Howard. And we'd been hired to do a video class in as part of the after-school program. So there were a group of kids that were fifth graders, and they were pretty rowdy, and they were really struggling to come up with what their story might be. So that's how we always started video classes, to come up with what's your theme. And they kept coming up with things like Takeoff on Girls Gone Wild, which I hadn't seen, but when I looked it up, I was horrified. And they just really, it was clear to me that they hadn't had exposure to any media that was social justice positive, anything that might have some redeeming content. And there were a group of girls that were primarily the rowdy bunch that we spent probably most of our time trying to harness their enthusiasm and trying to get them on board with a project. And towards the end of the project, there was a little boy, and I don't even remember his name. It started with a D, so I'll just call him D. And he was quiet and very sweet and just part of the team. And towards the end of the class, we got word that he had hung himself. And we spent all this time trying to come up with a story. And I realized as I was thinking about this, there really is no story for this boy. Like, I didn't know his story. And I knew that he was sweet. I knew that he was funny, totally overshadowed by the rowdy girls. And nobody knew his story. Nobody knew why he did it. In thinking about it, was something going on? Did he really kill himself? Was there something that happened in his home? How does a 10-year-old boy kill himself? Hang himself? And so I think that's the story for me, is that space didn't allow the length of time that we were there, the structures that were in place, the trying to handle the rowdiness. Like, there was no way for me to know his story. And the work that I would have needed to do to get to know the story was beyond the budget of what we were asked to do. And so how can you be an asset in that space?